Good evening and welcome to Global Lens News. I'm Sadia Afzal. For years, many believed that globalization had made major geopolitical rivalry a thing of the past. Countries were trading more than ever, economies had become deeply interconnected, and international institutions seemed capable of preventing conflicts from escalating. But the events of the past few years have completely changed that perception. Today, the world is witnessing the return of great power competition, where military strength, economic influence, technology, and strategic alliances are once again shaping global politics. We are entering what many experts describe as a new great game, one that extends far beyond battlefields and affects every nation, every economy, and every individual. Unlike the Cold War, where the world was divided into two clear ideological blocs led by the United States and the Soviet Union, today's geopolitical landscape is far more complex. The United States remains the world's leading military power, but China has emerged as an economic superpower with growing global ambitions. Russia continues to challenge the Western-led international order through its military capabilities and strategic partnerships, while regional powers such as India, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Brazil are increasingly pursuing independent foreign policies that reflect their own national interests, rather than aligning completely with any one bloc. One of the defining features of this new era is that competition is no longer limited to military confrontation. Technology has become one of the most important battlegrounds. Artificial intelligence, semiconductor manufacturing, quantum computing, cybersecurity, and space exploration are now viewed as matters of national security. Countries understand that whoever leads in these technologies will not only enjoy economic prosperity, but will also possess enormous strategic advantages. The competition over advanced computer chips has become so intense that governments are investing billions of dollars to secure domestic production and reduce dependence on foreign suppliers. Trade itself has also become a geopolitical weapon. Economic sanctions, export controls, tariffs, and restrictions on strategic investments are increasingly used to influence the behavior of rival states. The idea that economics and politics could be separated has largely disappeared. Today, supply chains, energy resources, and even access to critical minerals are all viewed through the lens of national security. This shift has encouraged countries to diversify their trading partners, relocate manufacturing facilities, and reduce dependence on strategic competitors. Energy security remains another major driver of international politics. The conflicts in the Middle East, tensions surrounding the Strait of Hormuz, and competition over oil and natural gas continue to shape global markets. While many countries are investing in renewable energy, fossil fuels still power much of the global economy. Any disruption in energy supplies immediately affects fuel prices, inflation, and economic growth across the world. As a result, major powers remain deeply engaged in regions that are critical to global energy production and transportation. At the same time, maritime competition has become increasingly significant. The South China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, the Red Sea, the Arctic, and the Indo-Pacific have all become strategically important theaters where global powers seek to protect their interests. Freedom of navigation, access to trade routes, and control over critical sea lanes are now central components of national security strategies. These waterways carry trillions of dollars in global trade each year, making them vital to the stability of the international economy. The role of international alliances is also evolving. NATO has expanded its focus beyond Europe, while new partnerships such as the Quad and AUKUS demonstrate how countries are adapting to changing security challenges in the Indo-Pacific. Meanwhile, organizations such as BRICS continue to expand their influence by offering alternative platforms for economic cooperation outside traditional Western institutions. This reflects a broader trend towards a more multipolar world where power is distributed among several major actors rather than concentrated in one or two dominant states. Artificial intelligence has introduced yet another dimension to geopolitical competition. Governments are investing heavily in AI because of its potential applications in defense, intelligence, healthcare, finance, and industrial production. Nations that successfully develop advanced AI systems will likely enjoy significant military and economic advantages. This has transformed AI from a purely technological issue into a central element of national strategy and international competition. Climate change, once viewed primarily as an environmental issue, has also become a geopolitical challenge. Competition over water resources, food security, rare earth minerals, and access to clean energy technologies is expected to intensify in the coming decades. Countries are increasingly recognizing that environmental stability and national security are closely interconnected. For middle powers, such as Pakistan, this changing international environment presents both opportunities and challenges. Pakistan's strategic location at the crossroads of South Asia, Central Asia, and the Middle East gives it considerable geopolitical importance. Its relationships with China, the United States, the Gulf states, Turkey, and neighboring countries require careful diplomacy. In a world characterized by competing power centers, maintaining balanced relations with multiple partners becomes increasingly important. Perhaps the most significant lesson from today's geopolitical landscape is that no country can remain isolated from global developments. A conflict in one region can disrupt supply chains across continents. Economic sanctions imposed on one nation can influence markets worldwide. Technological breakthroughs achieved in one country can alter the global balance of power. The interconnected nature of today's world means that international relations affect the daily lives of ordinary people through inflation, employment, energy prices, food security, and technological innovation. The world is no longer defined by a single dominant power or a simple East versus West divide. Instead, we are witnessing the emergence of a new competitive, uncertain, and interconnected international system where diplomacy, technology, economics, and military power are equally important. The new great game is not only about who possesses the strongest military, but also about who controls technology, trade, energy, information, and global influence. As nations continue to adapt to this rapidly changing environment, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The future of international relations will not be determined by ideology alone, but by the ability of states to balance cooperation with competition. The countries that successfully navigate this complex landscape will shape the political and economic order of the 21st century, while those that fail to adapt may find themselves increasingly marginalized in an ever-changing world. This is Sadia Afzal for Global Lens News.